Hey guys, this is Fia again from Fia's Handmade Soaps, and I'm back with a shaving soap, hot process type thing going on here. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So this is my practice. I've never made shaving soap before, so in here I have my oils with bentonite clay, with stearic acid. I have some beer I'm going to be using for the end of cook. My fragrance is vanilla fragrance oil and, no, it's vanilla musk fragrance oil and sandalwood fragrance oil. And got my sodium lactate for the end. I started out with aloe vera juice. There's no milk in this recipe so far. Maybe on my next try I'll try out some milk or whatever. What else? And the lye I use today is, what is it? Dual lye. You got sodium hydroxide, and I'm using potassium hydroxide also. The stearic amount is 35% stearic acid. So, and the hard to soft ratio is, what, like a 60-40? 60 potassium, 40 sodium. Okay, and this, I had melted everything up on high and I turned it back down to low, so it's like 155 degrees. And let me get my lye. I'm not forgetting anything. Make sure. No. This is my dual lye mixed with aloe vera juice. Okay. And we are going to blend. Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, not yet. I think I wasn't supposed to blend yet, but oh well. Definitely, you can tell, can't you tell this is my first time making this? Because every video I've ever watched on shaving soap whisked it first before they went right into the stick blender, but I forgot. I forgot. And I just put the stick blender right on in. So now I'm trying to get whatever it might be on the bottom scraped. Looking good though. So I started out with my batch on high to melt the stearic acid and then turn it down on low. So while I'm blending this, it's on low. The pot's on low, not the stick blender. Trying to get all the soap off the edges. Glasses keep fogging up. Can't see a thing. Okay. Where's my scraper? So I scrape this down. There we go. this is my, you know, my test, my try. So I could have possibly did something wrong. Added too much, not necessarily too much stearic, because as far as I know, you can use up to about 50% or a little bit more in your batch. But I do have a lot of shea butter in here. I only have 3 oils, a butter, and stearic. So we'll see. We will see how this turns out. So I'm just going to blend it up, and then I'm just going to let it cook. What's the temperature? Supposed to go to a nice goopy stage, but I'm pretty sure I didn't follow anyone's recipe or anything. I always make my own. So, of course, all the videos I've watched, everybody got they share their recipe or whatever, but I don't usually use somebody else's recipe. I always make my own. And so, of course, that could be the reason why my soap doesn't look like anyone else's. Of course that's the case. Of course. But that's okay. I'm going to stick with this. I want to see where this goes, you know? That's what a test batch is for. To see where this goes. I'm going to turn it up now. I'll turn it on high. Make sure there's nothing on the bottom. Get everything dry. And also, you know, there's bentonite clay in here, so that could be also the reason why it's thickening up too, along with the shea butter and stearic, you know. But that's okay. I am going to cook this bad boy and see if it still comes out the way I like it. Still looks good when I stir it. Got song stuck in my head. I almost started singing there for a second. I'm like, no, don't sing on camera. Nope, I'm sure no one wants to hear that. Got this Gallant song stuck in my head. The song by Gallant called Cave Me In. So, I really love that song. And I was watching some of his videos earlier, so of course I got his songs stuck in my head. Okay, so it's been about a half an hour. I did I turned the camera off at what looks like 10:15, and I kept checking it every 10 minutes, looking at it to see what it was doing. I stirred it once, and it's been a total of a half an hour, and now it's finally sizzling and gelling and whatever it's doing. So let's stir. For some reason I don't know why I thought that this was going to be like fluid, because when I was watching the other videos, it kind of was. Like, it was like sort of like pourable. Well, for a couple people. But I forget that my recipe always has a high amount of shea butter in it. That's just the way I like it. And so I didn't change it to put, to exclude the shea butter or whatever. I don't know. And some people don't even use stearic acid at all. So I just wanted to try this recipe and see how it comes out. Alright. So it's stirred. Now I'm going to let it sit for maybe another half an hour, and then I'll check it. I mean, not check it, like, I guess I can still zap test it. I never actually zap test the shave soap before, but I guess we'll see. I'll let it cook for another half an hour. I'll check it and think I'll check it in probably another 10 minutes to see, make sure everything's going good. Maybe 15 minutes. I'll check it in 15 minutes. Let's see. I was doing the blender to, get the soap off of it, and look how much bubbles it created, and just with me zapping it a couple times, I was like, wow, that was a lot of bubbles. So it's on the right track so far. Okay, and I'll bring you back when it looks like it's doing something interesting. Okay, so it's been about what, an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm just gonna call this bad boy done. I'm gonna call it done. I did a zap test, but it just tastes like plain soap, like there was no zap or anything. So I'm not sure if you can zap soap made with potassium hydroxide. I'm actually not sure. So, but it did, this soap, maybe it's because there was a lot of hard oil or whatever in here, but it didn't go through all the stages like a regular hot process soap would. So I'm glad I only made this a little bit. Let's see how it is. It's definitely been cooking for an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm going to turn it off and start adding my stuff. I think this was like 115, 160. Stir it up. So now it's 187. 187 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is pop the beer in the microwave real quick. Let me see, is it cold? Yeah, it does feel a little cold. Pop it in the microwave. Okay, got my hot beer. Now first, I'm going to put in my sodium lactate. 1 teaspoon for 1 pound of soap. Yes, that is all. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting these in individual molds like this, but I'm also going to put some in like in a cup so I can see how it lathers. Let me get the cup. I'm going to put some in my broken mug. I got this cup from Target, and my friend Brian bought me another one. No, he had one and he didn't like it because he's one of those people that don't drink coffee, don't drink tea, don't drink anything in a mug ever. So somebody bought it for him, so he just gave it to me, and so I had two. And then I wound up, I didn't drop it, but you know how you put your dishes in the dish pan, you wash the dishes, and too many hard things just bump against each other, and the handle is usually the first to go. Once it gets a cracking, it had a cracking, and then eventually I must have hit it up against another plate or bowl or something, and the whole thing just fell off. So I said, I'm going to just put it over there with my soap stuff instead of throwing it away. They'll get some use out of it. Beer, what is this? APA, American Pale Ale. What was the brand of the beer? Locally made. This is from Maniac Beer. I don't know if it's called Maniac Brewing Company or something, but the beer itself was called like peanut butter. I don't drink beer. My husband does. But, you know, when I see, like, different flavors and stuff that they got in the stores, I'm like, oh, that looked like it might taste okay. Like, I bought a watermelon beer. I don't drink beer. I know beer is nasty. I took a sip and was like, nope. So, this is, like, peanut butter beer. It smells like it. It stinks. But, so I was like, I just froze it. It's been in the freezer forever. And so I just thawed some out and just going to put some in here. Now, I know when I go to make my soap to sell, I probably won't use this because it's a peanut butter beer, and I'm sure it's probably made with some type of nuts, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know how beer is made. I just don't know. So, to be safe, I probably would just use regular APA beer, you know, that don't have any peanuts or anything, or, you know. So, this is just for a test. And my brother-in-law, Steen, will be trying this out. And my husband and whatever other man that I know that shaves will probably be testing out this. As long as they don't have a peanut allergy or anything, will probably be testing this out for me. Let's see. You know, give me some honest, good feedback. What's wrong with it? You know. Oh, God, this stinks. This beer stinks. Wow. Yes, it really does stink. What else I gotta put in here? My fragrance. The fragrance is so light, I almost don't want to use it. My brother-in-law said, he asked me if I had sandalwood fragrance, and I said, yeah. And he was like, all right, cool, yeah, use that one. Well, I'm smelling the sandalwood fragrance, and I'm like, it don't really, is this clove? Yeah, it's a hard piece. Let me take that out. And I'm like, the sandalwood don't really smell like anything. It smells like nothing. I guess it's more of a backup fragrance. I don't know. Or maybe it's the fact that I'm using the sandalwood fragrance oil and not an essential oil. That could be it as well. So that's probably exactly what it is. I'm assuming the sandalwood essential oil smells a lot stronger because the fragrance oil don't smell like anything. Like, it barely smells like anything. And so I just really didn't want to use it by itself. Okay. Alright. Let me take the temperature. Well, it's below 200. It's 170, so that should be that should be okay to put in my fragrance. I mean, shoot, I used beer. I probably could have just put some goat's milk in here. Now, I'm not adding really any extra liquid. The only, I guess you could, if you want to say, the only extra liquid I'm adding is the fragrance. But that's not really counted. When you put all your information in on soapcalc.net, you know, your oils, and everything like that, and your water. Even the beer I added at the end, which was only 1 ounce, was taken from the beginning, you know, the beginning amount. So I didn't add anything extra. And usually when you calculate everything and you go to add your fragrance, even your sodium lactate, you don't discount your water when you adding those things. They're additives. You don't really take away from your main base for those things. Now, if I wanted to add some more milk or something, then yeah, I would, you know, subtract a couple ounces from my main lye liquid. But other than that, for sodium lactate fragrance, you don't discount your lye water for those things. They're additives. Got to make sure my fragrance is all mixed up in here. So far it looks okay. I'm really curious to see how this turns out. I have no idea. I've seen shaving soap recipes where the majority of the recipe is butters, like a bunch of butters and maybe like some olive oil and castor oil a little bit. And I've seen a recipe where it was all soft oils, big little chunks. So, and yeah, all soft oils and no butters, and so that's why I'm testing this out. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll go back to the drawing board and test out another recipe or another, come up with another, keep doing some research, Okay. Smells interesting. Everything looks like it's mixed in. So, put these in the sink. So let's put these in the tin. In the mold. Let's see how this goes. Might get like 3 out of this recipe. This is my Practice Shave Soap. I actually bought this this mold here, not for the shave soap, but for my loofahs. So I figured out how I wanted to do my loofahs, and I will be posting that video when I do loofahs. I don't know when I'm going to, but I don't know if it's gonna be soon. I have a show coming up, so I had too much stuff going on. I was like, I'm gonna just leave the loofahs out of this this show. Yeah, my fair is definitely coming up. So if you're in the Philly area, August 18th in Burkholm Park, there'll be a festival going on. So this is it. I really don't need these gloves on. Thank you guys for coming back to watch another one of my videos, and I greatly appreciate it. I really do. And stay tuned for the I guess not the cut, but the unmolding. It probably won't take that long because of all the stearic acid that's in here. It shouldn't take that long to get hard. I mean, it's still hot, maybe a few hours. So, see you then. So, it's been 2 hours. And I got these here. Plus, I put the leftover, at first I put the leftover in my, where's that cup at? In my cup here. But it was just too tall. This cup is just way too big for this little bit of soap. So, I transferred it to this jar with a lid. And I got this from Target. It was like a pack of 3 for like $1 or something like that. So yeah, it's a lid. So I just smashed it in there. Yeah. So I'll be trying that one. And it's been 2 hours, and these are already hard. They're already hard. Nice size bar too. I don't know, for some reason I thought about these little individual molds. I thought maybe they would be small, but this is a nice size bar. Probably about 1 inch thick. Yeah, this is a nice size bar. They smell interesting. So it's hard, but it's not going to be rock solid like a regular bar soap, and that's because of the potassium hydroxide, which makes liquid soap. So when you mix that with sodium hydroxide, depending on the percentages of each lye, you sort of get like a semi-hard bar soap. Now if I used more, I mean this will be, it won't, the Steric also makes it hard too, but it'll never be as hard as a regular bar soap. I mean I can make my shaving soap the regular way like I do a regular soap, but I decided to use dual lye to, you know, give it a soft and hardness to it. I don't know. Maybe I'll try just a regular soap one day and call it a shaving soap. But these are pretty big. And of course, it sort of has like a grayish type of off-white color to it. That's because of the bentonite clay, and I'm sure because of the beer. Even though I only put a little bit in there, when I put in the beer, it didn't really change the color at all. Not really. It was such a small amount. So what I did was I poured some hot water in here, then I poured it out. Now, I'm not really sure, this will be my first time ever lathering a shave soap, so I might not even do it right. I don't know if I need more water. I don't know. I mean, I watched a few videos. I might actually do need some more water. Let me put a drop of some more water in there. I'm a man, so I don't know. And then it's hard to lather in this jar because the handle of the shaving brush is not really that tall. Definitely need to work on my practice of the shave soap. I probably need to watch more videos on how to lather a shaving soap. I'm trying to gather up all of the leather. I mean, I'm not getting no great peaks because I don't know how to do this. But my husband isn't home, so I'm doing what I can. I probably put too much water in there, but yeah, I might have put too much water. So it's not too stiff though. It's not too stiff. So I probably need to add more butter in there. Maybe thicken it up some more. Yeah, I wish I knew how to use. Yeah, it's more of a creamy. So it's not too dense. Looks really good. It feels really good too. I wish I had something to shave, but then again I don't even have a razor, so to test this out, my husband does. It feels really creamy. I'm just sitting in here playing and shaving soap, but it feels like this, like it's more of a creamy type of like, you see what I'm saying? Like it's more of a creamy, and it feels like the shaving cream that you spray out of the can. Like if I was to spray a bunch of shaving cream on my hand, that's what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like. Nice. I like it. So I guess we'll see. The number one person who uses shaving soaps in the family is my brother-in-law, Steen. So we'll see if he approves. It feels just like a shaving cream. Nice. I really, really like it. It looks like I just sprayed shaving cream on the back of my hand. I'm digging it. But I have to test it on some men first and see where I need to tweak my recipe. You know? And this brush is just like, I bought a $3 brush off of eBay. Yeah, I wasn't trying to invest because, you know, I know if my husband wants a brush, I'll probably get him a more expensive, nicer looking one. I just bought the cheapest one just to, you know, practice lather when I make my shaving soaps. See, like the hairs are already coming out of the brush. But so, you know, that was expected. The brush was like $3. So I was okay with that. But yeah, it feels really nice. I really like this. In fact, yeah, I'm digging it. Here I'm playing and shaving, so it feels really nice. Yeah. So I can't wait to test this out with some men. We shall see. I don't shave my legs or anything, so yeah. I'll just have to wait till my husband comes home. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll holler at you later. Ciao.